Hello, I'm from the future of the recording. So a few things. I'm new to doing YouTube the proper way. So when uploading this podcast, I'm gonna leave it as unedited as I can. However, I had to cut some parts out because I did use a vape, but I am of age and I do not encourage the use of it. So just saying, don't use it because I'm using it, and that is it. So yeah, please enjoy the rest of the podcast. Okay. Test, test. One, two. I think it looks like we're okay. Alright. Hold on. Suffering out loud. Oh, colon. Fucking. A new beginning. Eh, eh, episode. Nope, that's epidode. Episode. That says new beginning. New beginning. Jesus Christ. No, not expert. Okay, so I forgot. I forgot to change the. This is gonna be under music. hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Edit stream info. Where is it? What there is. Okay. There we go. Just chatting. Oops, we're off to a great start already. So hello. It's been a minute of me goofing off, or about 2 minutes now. I am Skychild, or is it even picking my audio? I am Skychild, or DJ Skychild, as on. No, it's just Skychild on Twitch. Anyway, hello. I am the owner of the Suffer in Silence Discord server. Now, I picked that name without realizing that others had thought of it. Others had thought of it before me. It was more of a coincidence instead of an accident. But excuse me. After I made the server, the logo for it, which was low effort, but it works. Only then did I actually I looked up um I looked up Suffer in Silence. I wanted to know if there's anything out there with also that name. And unsurprisingly, there is, I think it's a death metal band that is also named Suffer in Silence. But I was like, you know what? I'm keeping the name. I don't know if there's going to be any sort of backlash, as in suing or something like that. So we'll see how long this lasts for a name. To be honest, I think I have another name lined up just in case, because I know for a fact that there aren't any bands or organizations things that with that name. So it's in the back pocket. It's in the back pocket. Right in the back pocket. But yeah, it's been a hell of a week. Hell of a week. from a storm, a powerful storm, the power going out, to now this move that's coming up in a well, I wouldn't say a few days. Let's say about, it's within a week. So the storm coming, when it got here, I forgot what I was doing. I don't know. I woke up from a nap, and the first thing I thought to do was text my boyfriend, like, "Hey, look at this storm." Now, granted, he doesn't speak English. Like, he can read it, kind of. He's working on reading it and like texting with it with English in English, but speaking it and like understanding it when spoken is a whole different monster for him. I did talk anyway. I did talk over the video, but I was playing Warframe. I fell asleep for like 2 hours, and then I woke up to, it was kind of heavily raining, and I sleep with my head like directly next to my window. So I was recording the heavy rain and like showing Mizuki like how the weather is over here right now, and the rain got heavier, and eventually I caught a video of one of the tree limbs in our neighbor's, well, no, that's in our backyard. One of the tree limbs fell over and it crushed a part of his wire fence. I did not know that the storm was going to be that bad. Like, my friend was also, good friend Susie, was also texting me in a bit of a panic, like, "Are you guys okay?" I'm pretty concerned. The weather's pretty bad. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I think it'll be okay. Oh, I forgot to announce that I had started. Whoops. Hold on. Put a little pin in that story. Hello. Thank you for the. Oh, do I have alerts? No, the alerts should come up. The follow thing didn't come up. I'm sorry, but hello. Thank you for the follow. You can't. Aquatic. Did I get it right? I got distracted. Hold on. I almost forgot what I was talking about. Hello, Father. Welcome in. Hello. Did I get the? Okay, there it is. Okay. I forgot to. I forgot to pin in the last message. There we go. You can't see what I. Oh, that's good. I can see. Oh, okay. Well, slightly concerning. But anyway, it's J. J? Instagram J. Insta. Because you would get the alert too. Alright, okay. Father. He is a friend. They are a friend. Um, Hi, welcome in. I was just talking about the storm that would happen last week with the power, which that was strong enough to knock out the power. So it was pretty worrying. I wasn't. I was kind of calm about it at first because I thought it wasn't going to last very long, and then the power went out. And sometimes I say some of the funniest things when there's no power, and we're just sitting there talking. Like I would, the reality had set in that the power is not going to be coming on in a few hours like I'm used to. And I brought out my laptop to the main room, so I wanted to share with the good buddy, the good friend roommate and friend Moose. I wanted to share with him a Vermont radio show called Songs to Go to the Dump By, or Music to Go to the Dump By. It has a lot of good memories behind it. So and a lot of like it is just such Vermont humor, and I love it. But in the middle of it, I started talking about like I had missed an opportunity with someone in the past. No, I know what I was talking about. What sparked the conversation was the last time I decided that I the last time the last time I ever stood up to use the bathroom. It's connected to that story. And some people have normal bladders. Mine is not one of those. Like I really had to use the bathroom, so I stood up, and then like I thought I was finished. I zip up. I am washing my hands, and my bladder is like, hold on, I've got a little P.S. to this to this letter that I just wrote. I was not happy after that happened. I'm wearing a suit, and it's already like it's past the first half of the full convention day. Did I even mention that I was at a convention? I don't think so. This was a Jehovah's Witness convention, and we were halfway through the day. We had our lunch period, and now we're in our seats watching stuff and hearing sermons. I got up to use the bathroom in a little bit of a rush. Then there's that part of the story that happened. I died a little as I was washing my hands. So I'm like, I have to deal with this for the rest of the day. And what made it worse was the panic was setting in that my father talks a lot, and and it's normally me and my mother who want to leave probably a whole 30 minutes before he finishes talking, and then we can leave. And then there's also friends that I want to go talk to as well. But I just sat there so self-conscious for the rest of the day because I could smell it, and it was very strong. Well, not very strong, but I could very clearly smell it. You did not have to try. You didn't have to inhale. You could tell. You could smell it. And I'm walking around just pretending like everything's fine and not being self-conscious about it. And then there's this girl. She was very cute. She was very pretty. She had a good sense of humor, had musical talent. And when I was talking about this during that storm, that whole story, I said like, man, she was a package. She was a package. Not fully knowing that the term was she was the whole package. She was a package. She was a package for sure. I felt a little dumb, but that was like one of the moments that I treasure is when it's fine. I'm I'm happy now, and I also know that like she was like a tiny bit of a flirt since there were multiple guys that like that had feelings for her that like had a crush on her. So I kind of just backed off because I knew this is a game I'm not gonna win. I left it at that. So it was either like embarrass myself in front of someone who I thought was excuse me, who I thought was like good looking, attractive, or I just take the L and with my dignity along with it. It is what it is. But that was the story I ended up telling when the power was out. This boredom is your best friend when you're writing either poetry or a story, and it's telling because I am almost never bored. I'm either like talking to friends on like on Instagram, Discord, or playing video games, or sleeping, or DJing, and that's my that's my life. I'm very lucky for those who have supported me and been able to take care of me so I can recover from what I ran from. But as of lately, I I've been pretty lazy. I've been feeling pretty lazy. I wanted to get this ball rolling with this podcast and see how well it goes if I can do an hour or two. So far we're at the 16 almost 17-minute mark. And I hope with enough work and dedication we can make the stream look better. Probably put it in different places. And my intent was just for this episode, this first one, to kick it off. I was gonna do it by myself, just to see how well I do, just to see if I'm interesting enough for a full hour. But anyway, moving on. The storm. So we listened to about two and a half hours worth of Vermont radio that I had saved on my laptop, and we both went to sleep. I don't I don't think it was storming by the time we woke up, but I do know that it was a little scary because there's like no power. I can't really use my phone to like to talk to people and entertain myself. Like I'm scared to use the full batteries in my MP3s so I can either listen to something later or fall asleep to something. Just the uncertainty of like how long how long can I make this last? And I did surprisingly pretty well. Like my 3DS, I thought I was going to use it a bit more often, but I didn't. I just like I don't remember how much music I listened to, but I do remember I read a little more of my manga, and that's like other than that and talking, I did use my DS for a little bit. But other than like reading my manga and just talking to Moose, I did pretty well with like preserving things for later, power wise. It was oh hello, hey Bailey, hello, welcome in. It was it was that whole day that went by and then still having no power. That's when I also like the worrying, the panic started to get a little stronger. And then the next day came around, and we went on a trip. Good old Dawn opened up her home to us for a few hours to visit. She has the most adorable dogs. Such a diversity between what was it, four dogs. So there was the dachshund, that curly haired dog. Then there was that black and white dog. I don't remember what it was. And then Leela, the pit bull. Oh, and then there was Nova, her golden retriever. No, well, thank you. Hello, mom. Hello, mother. Welcome in. But it was amazing meeting her dogs, and I also met her cat. One of them, I saw two, but only one of them like approached all of us. She was so cute. I I love animals. Cats and dogs by far. I My Instagram feed is almost Loki is also a beautiful cat. Look at him. Goddamn. I just I I love animals. What I was trying to say was my Instagram feed is like it is mostly like femboy memes. Okay, femboy memes, memes in general, distressing memes. Let's just bunch it all into memes. A good 70% memes, but the other 30% are just like pet videos, cats and dogs. And also, I started following like a bearded dragon account that like celebrates bearded dragons. So I can't help it. They're just so I'm sorry, I just cracked my knuckle, but I cannot get over just like how these animals have diverse personalities like humans do, and how like eventually they just develop a bond and like it's amazing. I love it. I think I would have to find it. Hold on. No, I'm gonna leave that for the Just Chatting stream later on in the week. We talk here. But there is, I think not. But there is there's this Instagram video. It's like 3 seconds long. Hey, this is Instagram video that's like 3 seconds long. It just says the void is spoken, and it's pointed at a black cat. One guy goes, meh, and the cat just goes, meh. Like perfectly mocking the cadence of the guy. I loved it. Meh. So from time to time throughout the trailer, I'll just say it and like Lewis will say it back because he understands the meh. Yes, the void especially had a lot to say. She was and probably still is a loud cat. Always gotta be meowing at something. She was a troublemaker though. I didn't let her when she was in this trailer. I didn't let her into my room very often. Yeah, that's honestly that's safe. Makes sense. I totally understand. understands. I totally understand. That is also wow. If I'm included in those numbers, that means you must have like what 3 or 4, probably 3. I don't know if you got rid of the kitten. Getting rid of is a strong term. I meant gave away. Oh, well, 4 cats. That's 4 against 3. That's a winning. That's a losing battle right there for the humans. Stonks. Exactly. um, yeah, but getting to like hang out with Don, and also something I forgot to do. where is where is the? I'm not entirely sure if YouTube will let me get away with this. So I do intend on uploading the VODs. I'm recording this. I do intend on like uploading the VODs to YouTube, so like they have a permanent place to stay instead of just Twitch VODs. But I don't know why I'm looking at chat over here. I can see it right here. I don't know. W he's not he's not that bad. He's just 10 pounds and doesn't know how to cat. I think he would feel right at home on the subreddit learning how to cat. Or even better, maybe the other subreddit, miscalculations, which I find both very funny, very fun to look at. Excuse me. That was disturbingly flavorful. Anyway. Oh yes, what's wrong with my cat? That's another one. I completely forgot about that one. But let's see. So getting to hang out with Dawn and her husband Matt was very nice. I just I had a great time, but I wish I could remember more of it because I was crossfaded as hell. I was it was terrible. Like I just I was so high that my mouth was dry. I needed something to drink really badly. And at the same time, I was also full. So like satisfy I couldn't satisfy the hunger. I mean the thirst that I had. But like Suki here and Moose just kept making me laugh so hard. Like when like Moose was getting jokingly upset about like the chip issue because Suki kept fucking switching switching the chip baskets when ours ran out. I mean when theirs ran out. So like it was. Hey Philian. Hello. Look at her. Look at her go. Look at her falling and oh no, dancing. What a. I don't know who this person is. Yeah, what's up? Yep, that was cringe. All right. God, I have to fix that link too in the chat. Never mind. All right. Anyway, like, thank you for the shout out. Yep, there I am. in my shirtless glory. Yes, go follow Skychild. He is he's got a career. He's got a future in rapping. Uh, he can grow chest hair. Like no, okay, he's gone. All right, I don't have to talk about him anymore. So anyway, so like when he had like the bowl of chips, Matt like he reached over like here you can take one, and Moose took one, and I watched as Moose's arm just made the full motion of getting a chip. Just oh or oh never mind. It was like the only way I could describe it was that exact motion. It was like watching an octopus like retract its arm. That's just what it looked like to me. It was such a fluid motion of like of like oh no. and then and then like as I was trying to have my drink, um, Suki had another drink. She just turns to Moose and says, "Pineapples." And I lost it at that too. I was yeah, I can't take either of you anywhere. I was if it was not clear to the workers or anyone else around me that I was not sober, it definitely was made clear by how much I was laughing. My face was red, my eyes were full of tears. It is what it is. And honestly, I hope to be able to be sober, more sober next time. Yeah, everyone in there did have to hear us. All right, hold on. There's something I need to look up. It's bothering me. A rule I want to know if I can get away with. Are forced to either label content as harmful and dangerous or face warnings. Okay, gotcha. All right. So I just need to label the video. Those are even quiet. Those quiet jeans are not even quiet jeans. They're more like loud corduroy. that was that was a bit of a. I almost said home style reference, and then I almost did a Homer reference. That was a reference to The Simpsons. And that reminded me of. So, in my past life, a year, one ex, 1 year ago, I was a Jehovah's Witness, and it sucked. And I have a future like honestly, it's probably going to be a 3-part episode of Suffer Out Loud. I'm going to invite my 3 friends that got out of the organization before me. So I want to like kind of isolate their stories as to like when they knew that this organization was not what it was. What's not what it seemed. That this is just quite corrupt and just bullshit. I have 3 of them. There is Alex, Max, and Dominic. Dominic, I am just a little bit just a tad afraid to invite onto onto not only a stream but also something that will be going onto YouTube. But I think if I warn him enough, he'll get it. Dominic is a bit harder to keep on topic because of his ADD or ADHD, one of the two. So who knows where that episode will go? He could also get pretty intense. But as for Max and Alex, they're brothers, and it is I love hanging out with them both individually and when they're together. If there is ever like a brother chemistry, they have it. It's so fun. Love it. But welcome him. Thank you, Black Cat, for this 2 months, the second month subscription. I don't know where the alerts went. What if I did this? No. Hold on. All right. I'm not doing a live set, but what I am curious about is it the alert box that I need? I think it's the alert box. Is it the alert box? Hold on. I'm going back to the other one. Hold on. Shut up. Thank you. I'm glad you like the song. I worked very hard on it. I think it is this. I do copy. All right. Hold on. I removed some of the channel point redeems because I knew that some wise ass was going to do that. Paste. Okay. So the alerts should become. There it is. Okay, there it is. I didn't have the alert box set up for this, which is a little dumb of me. I do apologize for that. So yes, there's the follow thing. I don't know why the sub isn't showing up here. And what happened here? I guess nothing. Okay. Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's the Iota God for the bits. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. The whole 108. Wow, I feel the love in the room. It is. I'm in. Thank you so much. Oh, again for the 108. All right, I'm kidding. I'm just replaying that from 2 days ago. I don't know how long I was gonna keep up that bit for, but oh my gosh, another 108. That is amazing. Iotagon, man, I'm rolling in it thanks to you. Holy wow, I'm impressed. He is so generous and probably has something very girthy, but we will not know what it is. It's his wallet. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, so I guess I could circle back to and was pacing something. Really? Thank you. It's that mini that replay thing, like it's kind of to test out like the alert box for Streamlabs before streaming. So I just figured like I figured it'd make a good joke someday. So yeah. All right. Thank you, Iota Gun, for for hanging out for a little bit. Oh, there we go. I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, the storm. So visiting Dawn, that was great. Crossfaded as hell. Um, the ride back was kind of rough. The ride there, I can't make a single joke without somebody just telling me to shut up. So I shut I shut up. It was great. Just like for once, not really looking at my phone, making sure I don't use my phone, and also just the comfort of like I have my DS with me if I do get bored. But sitting there and just sitting there with my thoughts, like spacing out and letting my brain just wander and do whatever was amazing. I loved it. I loved just sitting there and thinking, and I was kind of impressed with how much I was enjoying myself. The ride back, however, was not as pleasant because I was pretty nauseous. I was pretty nauseous. Like I had I was I could not walk straight when we were leaving the restaurant. So I was trying to tell a story or something because Moose had said something. I began to talk, but my mouth was like it was just so dry that it started to make me dry heave, and and I almost threw up. So I just made a face and I just stayed quiet. I could not say anything. If anything, I could react by laughing. I just I was like, oh my gosh. And then we had to pick up Suki and Awesome's kids before before Moose and I got to dropped off here, and it was quiet in the car ride there. No, it's okay. Don't it's all right. Don't worry about it. It was it was silent. There was an awkward silence in the car, and me, Moose, and Awesome and Suki's two kids are squished in the back of his car. We take one big turn, and Moose just goes. Just, I was trying so hard not to laugh. It was, it was such a it was such a funny sound because it was like it was like that lady from Monsters Inc. Mike Wazowski. That lady, and it was just like somebody was deflating her. Like I thought it was so funny. I don't want to laugh because it's just so quiet in there. So it remained quiet in that car. Oh my gosh. But anyway, getting back here and seeing that there was no power was a little discouraging. Well, I mean, this is also a moose sound that I had never heard before. It was just it was such like a just like a don't touch me type of thing. Anyway, um, so getting back from that whole drive was it was a little discouraging when there was still no power. But as you can imagine, I was out like a light. I was done. Then waking up the next day, I took a risk and I I took a risk and I shaved with basically a flashlight for light in my face. I was getting tired of it. And that's when later on, we're getting a hotel room for a night. Can't take this anymore. I thankfully I didn't nick my face, which I was a little surprised. And that's part of my genetics. I have smooth skin. I have good skin. So like I don't really need shaving cream. All I use is just like a razor and water. That's all I need. Thank you. I need actually tomorrow is the day I have to shave. I shaved yesterday. I shave every 2 days. I shave my face every 2 days. I mean every other day. That's what I meant to say. So we stayed in a hotel, and we were just sitting there like watching TV or whatever, and then the power suddenly went out. Moose was about to lose it. I was like, hold on, homie, hold on, bro, brosif, bromine, hold on, don't freak out. It like we don't know that yet. We don't know if the power's completely out. So like the power did come back on after like 5 seconds, 5 good seconds. That was scary. It was suddenly into perspective like, oh no, we're stuck here without power too. You know, that was that was scary. I learned that how I learned that I cannot sleep without cuddling something. It is just uncomfortable. Like hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. I sometimes I bring out sometimes I bring this out on stream. Sometimes or yeah. Well, fucking I already ruined the surprise. No, actually. Hold on. I was feeling the back of feeling my hair. I was like, there's something back there. That's why I said, ow. I don't know what's happening over there. So yeah, like I learned that I had brought my Poplio plush because I that's that's a Pokemon that's after modeled after my favorite animal, the seal. And there was also that plush that we got from Don's house. I brought those too. I brought both of those to like cuddle because I thought that would help me. Did not. Not in the slightest. That is also true. This Donald blankie right here. I was tucked in on my first night here. Um, yeah, those I brought those two plushies to like cuddle, and it didn't work because they were too small. So what I should have brought is Sharky. Look at her. The fake was it Balhaj Blahaj. I think it's that. It's a big shark. It's about like it's honestly it's like about the size of my torso. So like this old gal right here, Sharky, my baby girl. I've had that plush for like easily like 4 years at this point. I just realized it. Hello. Hello, Casey. Hello, Jay. Oh yes, those are good sharks. Those are good sharks right there. Name some good sharks. Um, Oh, that's what I forgot. Hold on. All right, we're doing it live. I just realized that I meant to set up like the chat so it'll go over my stream screens, and I didn't do that. Damn it! That was man. That's a ball to drop right there. Uh, all right, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. All right, before I get too carried away, I'll finish my story before dealing with that. Yeah, I've had that shark for nearly probably 3 or 4 years at this point. I bought it. I bought her during the pandemic, and I named her Sharky. Not for any like, not because I couldn't think of any other names. Oh hey Binky, hello. Not that I can think of any other names for a shark. I had a friend online who was named Jaws, and that was my nickname for her. She was just one of the funniest people I knew, and a very, very, very good turf wars player. Very good turf wars player. We were part of like a we were part of like a 4-person friend group. It was really nice. There was one time we were playing Mob Arena in the Mindplex server, and that game is mostly dead because it's just unfinished and unpolished. So like it either just gets unfair too quickly, or what happened to us was the mobs had spawned. We had killed all but one, but that one was that one last mob we had to kill was just nowhere, probably glitched under the map or outside of it, and we just couldn't get to it. So we spent like a good 10 minutes searching, and then like one of our other friends, his name was Storm Chaser. He was like, "What man? We looked everywhere." And then Jaws just says, "Did you look in your mom?" And he got so angry. I was dying. It was such a snarky comeback out of something that was frustrating all of us. Stop. And my girlfriend at the time was trying to calm Storm down, and she was like, "It's not funny. Stop laughing." I'm like, "Oh no." Absolutely. It was so good. Me? No, nothing's wrong over here anymore. I'm okay now. Like my point of that story about the big shark. That's what I cuddle with, and have basically cuddled with the whole time I've been here. And I didn't realize that I relied on that to be comfortable until that night in the hotel. How about you? I should ask, how about you too, as I'm babbling on. How you doing? How you doing? um, yeah, I didn't. It was through the whole night. I woke up because I was afraid that we were going to be. I was just going to wake up and suddenly we were kicked out of the room because we stayed too late. So I woke up like an hour before my alarm was supposed to go off. Moose is snoring up a storm, so it's already hard for me to fall asleep. And then I took one of the 3 pillows and I started cuddling it, and I was out pretty quickly. Like a little bit of sleep that actually felt comfortable. I was relieved that I unlocked the secret, but I was mad because I had realized it so late. Listen, listen, babe. Cat, listen, cat. I listen to music when I go to sleep, and it was mostly because of when like he's playing late, like late into the night, and I'm tired, and the bass of the wall is just it doesn't put me to sleep. But there have been nights where like he doesn't play stuff at night, and then he falls asleep in the main room. And I'm like, fucking. At least when he sleeps in his room, I can wake up in the middle of the night and not have to put music back on to fall asleep. But when he does that, I just hear only his snoring as well as the crickets outside, and I'm like, your room's not even that far. Sadie, buddy, I'm pinning that. That's poetry right there. And welcome in, buddy.
Hello.
I was talking about the hotel we stayed in for a night because of the storm. When we got back, it was. I'm glad we had power by the time we got back, but it was. I was still like dead inside and skeptical because I didn't know if the power was going to stay on. Wait, chat box. What is that thing called? Thank you for the resub, Sadie. I appreciate it. Uh, I hope this is the right one. What do you mean? A user but do what? Oh, that makes things a lot easier. I'm sorry, I'm figuring things out. I'm just verbalizing it. Hold on. All right. Where's the where's the thing in the stuff in the other things? I'm very confused. Where did you bring me to? This doesn't have anything with to do with what I was needed before. That wasn't proper English. Unlock premium widget themes. No, I don't need widget themes. Pretty. Yep. Because. But how? But tell me. Streamlabs. Why must you hold so many secrets? It's not an alert box, is it? I'm skipping the tutorial. No, I don't think it's alert box. I can't tell. Oh, all widgets. There you go. There it is. Chat highlight, not spin the wheel. Where is the typical the jar event list? I do need to the jar that catches bits. Ooh, I do need to make a tip goal though. I have some things that just need a little help with. No chat box. There we go. Don't want an introduction to the chat box. I should have had an introduction to the chat box. This looks fine to me. Okay, I do read the do not. No, I got it. I'm glad you are in love with this song. Get ready for this next track. This one goes out to you. Oh, is this it? Is this what I'm looking for? Yes. Uh, hmm. I'm gonna get this chat up. Do not worry. I just should not have skipped the tutorial like I did before.
In this video, I'm going to show...
Shush. I'm already ashamed enough I didn't set this up already. How to add the overlay. Customize. Alright. Okay. Alright, click that button. Go to chat box. It is lagging so much, Jesus Christ. Failing your press addy, you could not be more right. But thank you for also shoving my unpreparedness in my face. That's where the chat box is. Alright, will the chat box work? Is the chat box working? Anyone, say anything. Say something. I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to. Yes, there it is. It's a chat box, baby. I guess to be honest, I don't mind having a big chat. There you go. Big chat energy. Giga chat. Oh yeah, perfect. That wasn't that hard. I honestly, seeing it now, I could have easily figured that out if I had just taken the time to look at what I was doing. Yes, thank you, Sadie. I love that island. I mean, I love that land. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Thank you for chatting. I thought I was gonna get through this last week's stories pretty smoothly. Oh yeah, these waters are just a little bit bigger than the tiny waters I'm used to. Yep, I agree. Do you know the donut story? Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? Oh, the Muffin Man. Anyway, so yes, Kat, do you know the donut story? Did we tell you the donut story? Maybe you were there for the donut story. Okay, so I don't think you know the donut story. Oh my gosh, Sadie, I didn't know that was 11 months. Wow, that's amazing. Anyway, um, so I was I was working at Dollar General. I was working at the dollar store, and my parents had been so gracious as to drop off 6 donuts, glazed donuts. And so excuse me, I was snacking on them throughout the shift, and then I eventually was like in a rush, so I was chowing down, and I had eaten one of them in 2 bites. So I was like, granted, I was pretty dead inside. I was depressed, so I just didn't care about my well-being, and I was like, I wonder if I can swallow this. I wonder if I can eat it in one bite. So I mentally prepared myself, and I just went for it. I squeezed it in half, and then I down the hatch, baby. I was I did okay chewing probably 4 times, and then like as I kept trying to chew, I was slowly swallowing it the whole thing. So both sides of my cheeks were full, and there was nothing but donut in my mouth, and I just yeah, that's about right. And I tried swallowing, and I tried swallowing like 3 times, and it was not going down my throat. It honestly sounded like like a tire screech up my throat. Just ugh. It was such a deep sound for a throat to make. I could have been I could have been I could have been like communicating with whales. It was just that type of throat noise. And so as I was after the 4th time I tried to swallow, that's when my brain finally was like, all right, you got to get this out of your body now. And so I start like actually trying to move it this way out of my mouth instead of not swallowing. And even that, for some reason, when air was escaping my throat, it just sounded like a burp, and it was so disturbing to listen to. And then like I tried looking for a trash bag, the trash can was empty. There was no trash bag in it, and like I started panicking a little bit. And I leaned forward, and one chunk had fallen out of my mouth already onto the floor. And then I found trash bags that were unopened and just sitting on the table. And I just finally like I was in a panic, so I was trying to open up the first one, and I accidentally ripped it all the way down the side because it was confusing as fuck to open. And then I finally opened the bag, and just I cough and hack into it what is already was in my throat. And I also remember that there was a customer at the self checkout before I went into that room and had that whole scene just play out. There's no doubt in my mind somebody heard me as I was in the break room choking on a donut. I felt so embarrassed, but also just so dumb. I felt so stupid. And I wished that somebody else was there to witness that whole thing. I wish there was security feed of my struggle that room. And there are 2 donuts left in that box. I ate them. I ain't afraid of no donut. It was just it was a little hard to get past like the gag reflex of I just choked on this. I don't want it. But though, man, those are some good glazed donuts. They are so good. They're so good. Amazing donuts. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna make the font size a little smaller. I want it to fit more of more. I want it to fit more of the name. Angry Goat. I agree. No, don't hide those commands. I'm confused. How does... What does that do? I don't think that did anything. Unless that would make it look better. Let's test out this theory. How's it look? How's it look? How much of my name is there? That is disappointing. But something I'll figure out another time. The most important part of it is that we can see who's assistant. All right, what other thing happened? Oh, okay. So the power was back on. Everything was great. But I also was not too hopeful about anything because of I knew there was going to be more storm happening later. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go about my business as normal and just go to sleep. So I got really high, and that's when it started to rain. And I was listening to. I have a specific playlist that I only listen to when I it's the only thing. I'm sorry. It's the list I only listen to when it rains. It has it has 4 full albums of maybe 5 actually of songs that I used to listen to a lot when it rained back in Massachusetts, and I would go for a drive. I would just put on songs from those albums and drive to the beach because I love the beach. I have a 30-minute drive from there, and those drives were the most happiest and peaceful memories I have from Massachusetts of just going on drives while it rains, either to this music or more specifically 1960s surf rock. I love surf rock. Modern surf rock is a little harder for me to like find good bands. Howler, for example, I discovered them from Forza Horizon, the first game, because my brother had it on the 360. And Howler has their song, yes, Welcome and Silky. What was I saying? Oh, Howler has, out of all their albums, only two good songs sound good to me that I love. And one of them is called The Back of Your Neck. The other one is Beach Sluts. Both are fantastic songs. The rest of their music is, one song is okay, the rest of it is not a fan. But I just loved going to the beach either when it was raining or just drives and just hanging out. I loved it. There was one time I went on a beach walk. I went on a walk on the like along the shore of the beach, and I just kept walking. Like I wanted to see how far I could walk. And so I just put my MP3 on. I listened to just this generic album of tropical Hawaiian music, but like 1950s idea of Hawaiian music, like the steel guitar and everything. I listened to that and like other like the 1950s and 60s surf rock stuff all the way to the end of excuse me. I I walked for hours and I did not even realize it because I was having such a like an amazing time just walking and like feeling the cold Massachusetts beach water on my feet and just walking, enjoying like looking at the ocean, people watching it as I'm walking, looking for like clams or other food to pass to seagulls. It was really nice. And I before I knew it, I had walked like 2 hours all the way to the end of the beach, and I'd never been that far before. And what was really cool about it was like the shore was the shore lasted like went like a good distance out. So like the knee deep water that was there, it was almost like a kiddie pool. Like it was just warm, but it was ocean. It was connected to the rest of the ocean, but this one was just not cold, and I loved it. And I was just like so happy that I walked all the way that whole way. I didn't realize it. But the beach, I love the beach. I love beach music. And so that night, I was falling asleep to Cigarettes After Sex, and right as I closed my eyes, the power went out again. And I heard Moose saying stuff out there. Thank you. I I do my best. I put a lot of work into this Cake Factory, baby. Anyway, um, I heard Moose getting upset out there, so I just put my earbud back in, and I wanted to see how far my laptop would go without Wi-Fi into the album. And it lasted like three whole songs without the Wi-Fi. I was quite impressed. But I was out like a light, and I was just smiling in my own world. And funny enough, in the middle of the night when I woke up, the, the power came back on. Like I mean, I woke up and there was power. Probably not for too long though, because my excuse me, because my laptop was still struggling to find the Wi-Fi again, and we've been with power ever since. It took me an hour and 19 minutes to get to my point. Goddamn. But this was a beautiful idea. Thanks to Taco. That is a question I'll ponder to the day I die. Because, like, there's the term taking a piss, taking a shit. When in reality, you're leaving it. You're abandoning it to the mean streets of the sewers. So, like, it's a paradox. That is a paradox of, like, do you take shits or do you leave them? It's like that's. There was one saying that I used to like, kind of like, do you take shits or do you leave them? Something like that. Take a shit, leave a shit. Exactly. Probably. there was a Game Grumps compilation I would watch sometimes. I don't remember which one it is, but it was around the time that Dan of the Game Grumps was going to start referring to taking shits as making bears. And I kind of wanted to start doing that too. Hefty, hefty, hefty. I kind of like I did want to start doing that, and I did it for like I probably said it twice. Like I already don't feel comfortable announcing that I have to use the restroom. I have to use the bathroom when I do. Not that I have to do it every time, but anyway, that's not the point. I already like don't feel comfortable when texting someone, and I'm like, hold on, pause. I gotta run for the bathroom, and so somebody to like go out of their way and be like, hold on, baby, I gotta go make bears. I'll be right back. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Yeah, that's a true. It's true. That's a true. Everybody poops. You know that? Oh my gosh, you just reminded me. There was a conversation I had with somebody 1 or 2 weeks ago in a nice little server, and I started talking about like, and I don't remember how we got to the topic, but I met someone who genuinely does not find farts funny. I'm just I'm shocked. I could not believe that I had met someone who does not find a fart funny. And I took this. Listen, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with someone who does not find a fart funny. It is such a basic human thing to laugh at, not because of the scent, but because of the sound. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing at the sound. It's impressive. Like, how do you? The way I posed it to someone else's like Instagram stream, because I was like, hold on, I gotta ask this question. Unfortunately, they ended the stream as I was asking it. But I was like, hold on, I got a serious question, and one of them did answer it. I was like, say you're in a library, you're in public. Say you're in a public library, it's quiet, and someone just rips ass across the room. Do you smile? Do you laugh? Or do you not find it funny? Would you laugh? And they agreed that they would laugh. And I started just asking a bunch of people, do you find farts funny? And most people do. So like, yeah, that is also true. I'll never I'll never forget the I told the story on stream yesterday, but for those of you who missed it, I'll never forget that one night. I think it was either after band practice or like going home after like hanging out as friends, because we just had Korean food, and it's already kind of quiet in the car. We're at a stoplight. There's my friend Max in the driver's seat, and my friend Trevor, and also the front in the passenger. Max just says, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and Trevor's like, What is it?" And then Max just keeps apologizing. "I'm sorry," and Trevor goes, "Oh!" I couldn't stop laughing because it did smell terrible. It was so bad. There was there was like no warning that it was going to smell this bad, other than just "I'm sorry," and that's what I couldn't stop laughing about. And then Trevor's his out loud reaction with the hand gesture. Gosh. And then there was this other time when I was in the fourth grade. It was silent reading time. It was yeah, silent reading time. And I I had kind of like tucked myself under a desk at the end of the room because no one else was sitting over there. We all had our own like Death Grips album cover reacts. I'm curious now. Hold on. That was a terrible voice crack. Excuse me. Hold on. I'll take anal bums. I'll take anal bum covers for 400, Alex. Wow. That there's a bird. I don't think I'm looking at the. I don't think I'm looking at the right thing. Oh. Death Grips. Pop group formed in 2010. I'm very confused. However, please help me with that later. I would appreciate it. I'm curious now. I even forgot what I was saying, what I was talking about beforehand. Oh, okay, I remember now. Let's give a good old shout out to Phillian. Where is it? There we go. Oh my gosh. I think I know the video that she just watched. The Cars video. Oh my gosh, I love that meme. I still have that video. I just have not even bothered to watch it in so long. It was such a great edit. Anyway. Um, so it was silent reading time. I was tucked in under this desk, so like I had nowhere to really escape. And we're all reading our books. And I figured if I just let it out, if I let this one out just like real slowly, I'll be able to fart and no one can hear it. So I edged the fart. It did not work. And so like I just remember three people looking at me, and out of embarrassment and desperation, I was like, it was him. Didn't even own up to it. Like, it was him. And he's like, bro, you're the only one over there. Come on. It was not a shining moment. But that's what happened. I had an offshoot to this topic and I forgot which part it was. Huh. What was it? I know it had something to do with farts, but I don't remember. Was it the awkwardness part of it? I can't remember what it is. This is gonna kill me. This is gonna kill me. Like I had it, and I lost it. What, what was it? God damn it! I know, and no one can help me with this. It's frustrating. That's where I was gonna go with the next conversation. But that's what I was gonna. That was my next topic. I was gonna offshoot off of that. I think of Massachusetts. You know what? I think I'll actually just go back to the topic of beach rock or surf rock, and specifically, I guess, focusing in on the that list I was mentioning. Cigarettes after. Okay, I've had this thing for years. It was to kind of help keep my imagination active, and it was also super fun. So I would I would make set lists on an MP3. Do is it the MP3 down there? But I would go to like I had this SanDisk MP3, 16 gigs that it held of music, and I would go to the preset lists of like you can create them within the MP3 itself. It would hold up to 100 songs per playlist, and I would put them in an order that I wanted. And I would then on mostly on like long drives, I would close my eyes, definitely cover my eyes just to block out all the light, and I would have imaginary raves in my head on road trips, and I loved it. I would do it for like I think the longest I could do it for is probably 2 hours. But like after that, my eyes just want to be open, and I don't want to have my eyes closed. So like yeah, honestly, some of the best times I've had were in my head. And so to kind of keep this part of my imagination alive, I would like whenever it rained at work on my break during the 30-minute break, I would maybe it was an hour. Whenever it rained, I would go to my car, I would do that, but I would listen to Cigarettes After Sex and just have this is like my goal in life. This is something that could only happen in my dreams. I don't know how to make this a reality by any means. For some reason I imagine it all in black and white. But just me and someone else on an invisible platform over the middle of the ocean, slow dancing, while it's raining. Cigarettes After Sex, just that is the perfect music for that, just in my head. More realistically, I would like to slow dance to this music. Definitely at the beach, either when it's raining or at sunset. I would love that. I've wanted that for years. I just don't have anyone close by to help me out. I don't have a lot. I don't have my beautiful boyfriend is very, very far away. So it might be a while before, it could be a whole decade before I get to make this dream a reality. Well, there goes gravity. And so like that's basically just, that's what I was kind of doing in my head when the power was going out. I was just having the second time of my life. I was so high. It was fantastic. But what I didn't. So years later, like I'm in a VC with Phoenix, and he starts talking about this DJing term called a flow. A flow is like when you have one song and you just know the perfect transition to go into the next one and still keep the hype going. And you just, it's a link, just keep linking in. That is a flow. What I did not realize, did I turn this on? I didn't, okay. What I did not realize was that I was making these flows with that MP3. I had no idea, because like I'd even had the songs in such a way where like you have the hands up here, that's gonna go into happy hardcore and strictly sorrel, and then into Frenchcore, back to like happy hardcore, and then whatever else I added on the end of it. Probably hardstyle like somewhere in there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was hardstyle, happy hardcore, then Frenchcore, to be honest. Yeah, I love music. In fact, I know exactly which direction to go in this now. Yeah, I hit the pen again. Whoops. Okay, I will be right back. And I'm back with my monitors that are not listening to anything. My short-term memory is not helping. So, alright. Music. Okay, my MP3. So, as I mentioned before, growing up a Jehovah's Witness, my parents were especially, I wouldn't say strict, but very restricting. And don't listen. I was given this, and I forgot how much I love to play with it. I'm sorry. Anyway, I love I love that lighter, that little torch. So because of like, I had like specific privileges I had to get back just by good behavior. So I had a 2DS that they took away from me. I had an iPod Touch that they took away from me because of internet access, and it took them forever to get me a phone, forever. And so I had very little access to the internet, just to show like how much like they restricted me. And they were kind of the same with my Spotify because I had one before stuff happened, and then they really cracked down on what I can and can't do. And so after that, I ended up using like my mother's phone to use her Spotify and listen to stuff out loud. But when I wanted to listen to it on my own, they wanted to sit down with me and listen to every song on there. And then and only then could I listen to it and have them be okay with it. Now, eventually, I just started listening to Spotify anyway and did not care. And thankfully, they never had to do that. But before I decided to do Spotify again, I started. Ow. I started using MP3s because I figured this way I could download music and not have to worry about a subscription, not have to worry about my parents being worried about this, and they could just take it and listen to it if they want to. And I could still have music everywhere I went, no matter what. Even if my phone died, I still have my good music right there. So when I initially got it, my parents had a tiny problem with it because I could just download music without them knowing and be like, "Hey, what you listen to there, buddy?" Like, it's a song. And their original intent was that I have to ask and have them listen to the song I want to download. That was their initial plan, just so I could not get anything too depressing, according to them, anything that was too sad or lewd. And at some point, I stopped caring about that rule and I just got whatever music I wanted. And they came super close to sitting down with me to go through every song on there. That thing has over 1,000 songs on there, and some of those are mixes, and others are full albums that he was just going to have a problem with at least 80% of what was on there. But those MP3s are my escape. That's how I started discovering the beauty of listening to an album from start to finish without any interruptions. And I started like getting into mixes and somewhat making my own mixes. And then I finally released my first mix. And it built from there. I kind of like to think like getting that MP3 was like the path of me becoming a DJ and wanting to DJ. However, one of the most fun times I had, kind of circling back to what I would do with like the imaginary raves. One of my favorite things to do towards the end of it was listen to this one set by DJ Assertive. I think it was a 2021 set at Anime Expo, and I love that set from start to finish. It is so good. It's so good that I restrict myself to listening to it when it feels like a certain way outside and when I feel really good. That is how much I love this set. It is like it's J-core. Well, it's a lot of anime openings mixed with other like either hardcore, house, and other EDM, and it just well done, perfect set in my opinion. And I had also discovered a big square fan at my job, and it was summertime. So I started as it was blowing air at me during my shift. I got this sudden idea: what if I close my eyes and just feel the fan? And it felt like I was falling, but I knew I was safe because I'm sitting. And that's when it hit me. I can take these things to a whole nother level by having the constant feeling that I'm falling. And just, it got so much better from there. I even bought my own square fan to bring home with me so I can do this. It was so cool. Like, some of them, oh, okay. Some of them, like, I imagined riding into basically almost like a sunset on the back of a big rig truck. But the thing it's pulling is the stage, and the work around it are like where all the lights and the speakers are. Jesus Christ. And just really nice sunset and summer sounding happy hardcore or J-core. This bottle confuses me often. What possible hole could the water come from? Anyway. Well, that's one way that I just love to let my imagination run wild in like a really good way. And I learned that I thought I was the only one who did this because no one else had ever talked about it before, and I thought it was really cool, and I thought people should do it more often. Just close your eyes, listen to something, and let your imagination just run wild. Anything just cartoony, or something as I described earlier, just something impossible, like slow dancing over a stormy ocean on an invisible platform in the rain. Like I totally encourage that use of brain power, that use of your imagination. You could even just be like picturing yourself on vacation somewhere. There's so much you can do. Um, I'm kind of glad that I heard that. Adding a clock. Oh, nice. Well, I mean, clock overlays are important. Sometimes you need to know. Sometimes your chat needs to know, like when you got something going on. But hey, welcome in. It's Asranet. That sounds like how you spell it. I keep seeing your notifications, and it's like I feel like it's. I think you like try to put how to pronounce it in one of them. I don't remember. Sorry, but yeah, I love happy hardcore. Love happy hardcore. After when I was 12, I was into like progressive and dubstep, like Skrillex, of course, and I didn't really dive too far into Skrillex. Oh, perfect. Astronaut. That's unique. That's a good name. I don't think I can forget that. Um, yeah, when I was 12, I was listening to Arctic Monkeys. I loved Arctic Monkeys. I was listening to Arctic Monkeys and dubstep and playing Minecraft online. And then one day I was home alone. My brother was working, and so were my parents. And I took that time to use the little internet box in his room on the Xbox, just so I could just like watch YouTube on there. And going through YouTube, I forgot how I bumped into it. I remember now. I was looking specifically for this Nightcore song called Go Go Go, but specifically the one sang by China and McLean. And whatever that fake band was on Ant Farm, because I love that song and I love the Nightcore version of it. And then somehow I bumped into the song Game Boy featuring Searle. Or no, unless it was Searle featuring Yuri. It was one of the two. And then, and then I found MTC. I will never forget how good of a Christian boy I was back then, as I was alone in the house by myself, and I was blushing so hard. I was so embarrassed hearing just the first line of that song. I blushed, and I stopped watching the video immediately. I couldn't believe it. And then maybe a week later, I circle back to that song. I try to listen to it again. I'm still embarrassed as hell. I'm still embarrassed. I'm still embarrassed as hell. But I listened to the whole thing and I really liked it. And from then on is when I started listening to other Searle songs, like Pika Girl, which is one of the most popular ones. What else was there? I specifically, for some reason, I discovered like that era of his music as well as the era beforehand, and I found like Calls to Heaven. That's a good one. I Live for the Bass. That's also like one of my other favorite songs of his. And then that's when I started discovering like there's Pico Girl, Over the Rainbow. I think Casual Noob was also a popular one at the time. And like the Legend of Zelda song that he has. I think I listened to both Princess Bubblegum and Flame Princess because I really like those. And Flame Princess was also clean and safe. And it just, that whole love for happy hardcore grew from that. And what made it even better was before I knew, like I knew somewhat about happy hardcore, I just didn't know what it was called. I just called it rave music. And I discovered it from this game called Techno Kitten Adventure. It was on the App Store. It's not on the App Store anymore because it was just not popular enough. And it makes me sad. Because that had a Hixie remix on there. That had Hixie on there. There was Recon. And those are the only two I really remember. His Hixie's remix of Sea of Love. I love it. That's one of my favorite happy hardcore songs. Only one of them on a long list. But that's like top 10 right there. And then I think it was called Heaven by Recon, which that song is the only reason why I listened to that his, or at least his mix on Hardcore Till I Die. I mean, yeah, Hardcore Till I Die. Ooh, wow, that's pretty cool. I had no idea. That's amazing. Liverpool? No, that was Blackpool. Never mind. um, the Ultra Beat. So I don't know too much about like early 2000s happy hardcore scene. I wish I did, but I stuck to Searle for so long that I didn't really I didn't branch out to other happy hardcore artists. Camel Flat, Camel Fat, Camel Fat. So I have no idea what those two things are. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have no idea what that is. Um, you said Liverpool, and it reminded me of during the pandemic when the witnesses were having their meeting over Zoom. They started realizing that like you could have international speakers for Saturday meetings or like international people. So two elders traded two other people, and one of them was from Liverpool, England, and it was very interesting. I'm sorry, Blackpool. Jesus Christ. It was quite interesting meeting people that way. There was one part where like it was definitely a culture shock because somebody was trying to read something and they were struggling, and the main guy conducting the whole thing was like, "All right, go on, off you go." I was like, I had never heard that said to anyone before in such a nice manner. Happy hardcore, happy hardcore. Okay, right, happy hardcore. And for a while, I was like strictly into happy hardcore and just a little bit of hardstyle, just a little bit. But I started getting into it because like hardstyle did sound hard at first when I first discovered it. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. And then after I got a little tired of hardstyle, I went back to listening to a lot of Searle. And my freshman year, 2016, I saw Searle release on his YouTube channel the final tour video, and I was devastated. It has been and will continue to be a dream of mine to go see Searle live somewhere. I would cry. I would 100% cry if I ever did if I ever did get to see him live. So I was a little sad about the fact that he was going to be retiring from touring. He was still going to make music, but I was a little sad he announced that. But it's for a good reason. Like he has a family now, a wife and kids. So like you can't really have a normal life. You can't really raise kids in like a normal household if you're moving all the time. The balls my boyfriend has. Jesus Christ. I'm recording the podcast right now. Want to say hi. If you look at the Discogs website under Recon Artist page, it'll take you quite a journey. Camel Fat did a pop song about cola a few years ago. He is also aka One Long Sausage as his bouncy house name. Started a music journey in Blink 182, Sum 41. Good ones, good ones, good ones. Good Charlottes, good. And I haven't heard that second to last one, but Deftones, good one. Smashing Pumpkins, nice. I don't know why I started talking in such a hushed tone. Then here, play. Ooh, nice. That's a good origin story for music. I love it. Recorders podcast. Greetings. Okay, all right. Yep, Joel Hughes. And okay, so I'm gonna finally wrap up this story, then wrap up this podcast episode. I didn't know if I was gonna go for 1 or 2 hours, but I think 2 hours is a healthy time. Wow, my voice is shot. I think 2 hours is plenty, but fuck, what was I saying? I don't remember. Damn it. Happy hardcore. Oh, okay. So I was devastated that I couldn't go see him live anymore. Like there was no chance of that happening in the near future. And I looked everywhere for like what's the reason? Is this for something bad? Did something bad happen? Is it a medical emergency? I was panicking. I was scared as if like he was like family. And so I looked everywhere and I finally found on some website in the interview, and it like somebody was playing his classic songs in the background as they interviewed Stormal, and that's when like, yep, all right, you get a pass, got to raise your family, I understand, and I listened to the whole thing, and at the end of it is when they started talking about Frenchcore. The first song I ever heard was Sepha's remix of Let's Get Crackin' or Get It Crackin'. And I just was hooked ever since then. Hardstyle, fucking history. That's not hard anymore. Frenchcore is fast and hard hitting, and that's what I loved. It was so like I almost thank Skrull. I almost thank Skrull for like being my gateway DJ of happy hardcore, which he is for a lot of people. Surprisingly, it's very strange. A lot of people discovered him also to MTC. But anyway, this concludes the first episode of Suffering Out Loud. with your host, Skychild. Thank you for coming in, buddy. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I am going to look for who to raid to. Let's see. I saw Sadie. Sadie. Good old Uncle Sadie. Could you send that link through the DMs, please? I would appreciate that. I don't want to sit in this chair for much longer. I want you to lie down. But yeah. So you're rating DJ Satellite. Thank you again to all of you who hung out with me for the 2 hours that I had you here. And this concludes the first episode of Suffering Out Loud. Thank you very much for watching or listening in the future. And I hope to do this on Sundays. So it'll be Suffering on Sundays. Suffering in Silence on Sundays. Suffering the Silence of Sundays. Suffering Sunday Silence. I'm sorry. Goodbye. I'm so stupid. Jesus Christ. Bye. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, everyone.